Hello students, this is Navajyoti Bhattacharjee. This is lecture 11 VAC NSS. In this video, we will discuss methodology of survey in NSS. So, how NSS program officer conduct survey, we will discuss that. First is planning and preparation. So, the first thing is defining the purpose of the survey. In this part, we determine the objectives of the survey, whether the survey is conducted for health issues, educational levels, sanitation problem, etc. So we must decide the objectives of the survey. Second is selecting the area. We must choose a village, slum or community on which we conduct our survey. So the area must not be too big or too small. In such a way, we will select the area that the number of data is sufficient to analyze a problem or to identify a problem, and must not be too big that the analysis is just valid for a local part, not for the entire village or area. Third is designing the survey. This part is very important because in this part, the program officer along with other learned people, they will prepare a questionnaire or checklist focusing on key issues relevant to the NSS goals. The questions asked in the survey must be prepared by the program officer, and they must select the questions which are relevant to the objective. They must not be offensive, abusive, or they should not be biased based on some political, religious, or any other thoughts. Fourth is logistics. In this part, the NSS unit must arrange materials, transportation, and get all the permissions from the local authority or community leaders. With the help of these people, they can conduct the survey. You must remember that the NSS volunteers don't have money to invest in such program. They are students. So the program officer must ensure that all the materials which are required in the survey, starting from food, pen, paper, and everything, including transportation and the necessary permissions, program officer must ensure they have everything before sending the volunteers to the village. Because without the help of community leaders or local authorities, there may be some situations in which they cannot conduct the survey. So the program officer must ensure this. Next is training NSS volunteers. So how to train the NSS volunteers? The program officer must teach them how they should ask the question. The manner of asking question is very important. It should not be rude or disrespectful. They should not be biased. Like here it is mentioned, ethical behavior. Sometimes volunteers are also biased because they have their own religious views, they have their political views, they have the views of their caste, creed, and everything. So the NSS unit, especially the program officer and the college authority, must ensure that the volunteers have enough understanding of the behavior, because once you step into a disrespectful disrespectful or unethical behavior, the community will not be free or believe you to share their information. So you must be clear about this. Recording answer is also important. You should not be biased, or you should not act in otherwise ways, so that the answers can get you something else, because all the answers are analyzed, and according to the answers programs will be designed. So recording answer is also very important part of training of NSS volunteer. Program officer must teach them how to record the answer with as much as accuracy they can. Ethical behavior I have already discussed. Community engagement, it is directly connected to your behavior only. If you be respectful, if you give them importance, if they understand that you value their problem, they will share the information with all clarity. Another is respecting privacy. This is very important. If some individual don't want to share the information, you should not force them. You should not insult them, or you should not write the answers on your own. So you have to respect the privacy of the person. If he don't want to disclose any kind of information, it is his wish. You keep the space blank, or you can request him, but you cannot force him. Another part of the training of NSS volunteers is conduct role plays or mock survey. Conduct small surveys before sending them to the original survey, so that they get some kind of acclimatization, like some training, mock training before going to the actual survey. Next is your data collection. This is a very important part, because with the help of data you analyze and find the results. With the help of results you will design the programs. So first part is that you divide the large area into small parts. You divide the group of volunteers. Suppose there are 10 parts of a village and you have 20 volunteers. You send 2 volunteers to each area. If it is not sufficient, you have less number of volunteers, you send 1 volunteer and 1 person from the community itself. So in that way you ensure that all these small sub area receives the equal importance while conducting the survey. Now, how to collect the data? Collect the data through interviews, observation and interaction with local stakeholders. If it is possible to take the interview, you take the interview. You design questionnaires, or the checklist is designed in such a way that you will ask the specific question which is related to your objective. Now, there are some places where you cannot take the interview directly. In that case, you give some questions which requires observation. You give some question which requires interaction. So in that case, you can collect some extra information which is based on your own observation and interaction. Obviously, both of them must be unbiased, irrespective of it is either it is political or religious or caste, creed, sex, whatever it is. As it is mentioned, use the structured format to ensure uniformity. If it is 10 question, all the volunteers must ask this specific 10 questions. They should not ask extra 11 questions to any people, because first it is not required, and second it will compromise the quality of the data you are receiving. Because if you receive the good quality data, your analysis will be good, and if your analysis is good, whatever you will do, it will be more or less successful. Second part of data collection is community engagement. It is already discussed. If you cannot complete the survey using your given manpower, you can take the help of community. Now, how to take the help of community? It is very important. How to take the help of community? You ask the voluntary participation of from the people of the community, explaining the purpose of the survey. If they are willing to participate, given that you explain the points, the do and don'ts clearly, that you have to do this and you don't have to do this and you will not do this, if they agree with this point, because a volunteer, when you engage a people from the community, he will like a assistant for a volunteer. So volunteer will do everything, just he will help him, assist him. So you have to explain him clearly the purpose of the objective and do and don'ts. And after that, if someone wants to join you voluntarily, you can take the help of that individual. Data compilation and analysis. This is mostly done by the program officer with the help of some competent person. In this part, the data received from the volunteers are compiled in notebooks, Excel or digital format. And in the analysis part, it may be statistical, hardcore statistical or simple statistics, or maybe some with the help of some bar graph, histogram, pie chart, you can analyze the complete picture. So whatever it is, if they need some statistical tool, they can call a statistician or use some software also. So during the analysis, they identify the trends, common problems and resource gap, and at the same time they categorize the data if possible and if needed into different parts like health, like the question asked on health, on and education and employment. Because if you separate them and then analyze each of them, you will find whether it is whether they have a problem in this area or that area or some other area, and accordingly you will act. Report preparation. Draft a comprehensive report with findings and statistics, charts or tables for clarity. You can place simply charts and tables also, because most of the people may not understand statistics, hardcore statistics, and don't may not understand the number also. In that case, you can use the charts, graphs, because these are pictorial representation of the real world situation and it is easily understandable by most of the people. Observation and key challenges noted by the volunteers. Presentation and follow-up actions. Okay, where to present the report? First is NSS unit, college authority. With the help of NSS unit and college authority, they will present this case to local governance and local leaders, so that they could understand the problem which is going on within the community or village or slum. So after finding the problems, the NSS unit can now plan different activities like health camp, awareness program, literacy drive, cleanliness drive, depending upon the results of the survey. If there is a hygiene issue in the village, they can conduct cleanliness campaign. If there is a health issue, they can conduct health camp. If there is a literacy issue, they can take suppose 30 days classes, not to the students, they will teach students obviously, but along with that they will teach some people, some learned people, so that when the program is over, these learned people can teach the students. So this is how the follow-up action can be taken based on the report presented by the NSS volunteers. Thank you so much. So if you like this video and if you want this PDF, you can go and subscribe my channel of WhatsApp. I will send this, I will share this PPT in the WhatsApp channel. You'll find it there. Thank you so much.